Well, I'm in Montana now. It's decidedly less warm and sunny. The last two attractions on our trip were not really roadside attractions very much. I guess one of them was. We started by going to the Tillamook Cheese Factory in Tillamook, Oregon. And the Tillamook Cheese Factory is great.
It looks so different from
cheese samples. You can kind of look through the windows and watch the little cheese makers at their assembly lines. It's not unlike a zoo for minimum wage employees. And we didn't really take much video, and we didn't really have anything to say about it because, really, the reason we stopped wasn't because it was the best stop in Oregon. We stopped because when we were kids, we used to go there all the time with our grandparents. Every year or so, the whole family would go down to Rockaway Beach, and we would get a room at this little motel called the Silver Sands, and we would just lay around on the beach and enjoy each other's company. And we would go to the Tillamook Cheese Factory whenever we needed to get out of the hotel room and go do something fun, run around town a little bit. It's great. It's the type of stop I would say, hey, to anyone, if you're going through Tillamook, stop at the Tillamook Cheese Factory, get a couple cheese samples. But is it really the great go out of your way, great adventure stop? No, of course not. And truthfully, none of these roadside attractions are really that. I mean, roadside attractions are low art. They're always going to be low art. That's part of their charm. I mean, most of them started as advertisements, for crying out loud. But for those of us that love them, that will go out of our way to see these weird little things, they end up being more than the sum of their parts. And it's not because of what they are or really any intrinsic value, but these things, most of them have been there for so long that it's not the object that really draws you in anymore. They kind of become these pearls of just raw Americana. These little irritants, these little advertisements for bizarre little things on the side of the road that as people experience them and talk about them and share them with other people and tell stories about them and say, hey, you got to check this out. It adds that next layer of oyster juice that eventually creates a pearl, something that stands out, that's unique. It's almost this process of communal culture creation, to take something kind of ridiculous and turn it into a landmark. Every time I go through Northern California, I will stop at Confusion Hill. And it's not because there's something new to see at Confusion Hill. It's pretty much the exact same as it always was. Kind of weird, kind of bizarre, but I love it. Because every time I go there, I'm thinking of all the times that I went there before and the people I was with over years and over all of these shared experiences. A little point on the map that enough people have visited enough times, encoded with enough layers of tradition and nostalgia that it becomes a fixture. Travelers meet up and they're talking about, oh, have you been to prehistoric gardens? Have you seen the big caveman? Oh, did you see the barber pole? People are, the little towns, the little places along the side of the road that have these things, they don't just like them, they're proud of them. they become these sort of enduring symbols. Enough people come, enough people out of curiosity or humor stop to just take a look at these things. And as that happens over and over and over again, it creates an icon. As weird as they are, kind of enmesh themselves in the shared mythology of the American road trip, where the association is more powerful than the object. It's not an intrinsic value or an intrinsic worth. It's something that is created